All right, and there is no greater crime. There is absolutely no greater crime. Children are humanity's greatest assets. No resource on earth is more valuable than a child. They are the future, the next generation of thinkers, leaders, builders, and caretakers. To destroy even one is to rob the world of infinite potential. And this is the ultimate crime against humanity. Now, there has never been greater injustice than the systematic destruction of the unborn. Wars, plagues, and disasters pale in comparison to the deliberate erasure of entire generations before they even take their first breath. A loss that cannot be measured. The destruction of a child is not just the loss of one life, it is the loss of every descendant they would have had, the ideas they would have contributed, the love they would have shared, and the progress they would have made. So it is very important to remember it's not just that child that you're killing, right? And again, it's not it's a blastocyst that failed to implant. It's not that at all. And this is a small boy or small girl that was naturally progressing. And how do we know they're healthy? Because they are naturally progressing towards the stage that every child has progressed into, and it's called a stage of implantation. And of course, because of these abortifacients that were prescribed by Dr. Dow, not only the baby has died, but the child of that baby and the child of that child and the child of that child and the child of that child into the future. The bloodline has been erased permanently forever because of this ultimate crime, right? This is really it's and it's very important to remember how valuable a baby is, right? A baby boy or a baby girl is infinitely valuable. It really, really is. So it's a loss that cannot be measured. Okay, the destruction of I did read this, right? I did read this, right? So the destruction of a child is not just the loss of one life; it is the loss of every descendant they would have had, the ideas they would have contributed, and the love they would have shared, and the process they would have made. So of course, it's just not right. There's something seriously wrong here. A civilization that kills its young cannot survive. Societies that do not cherish their children doom themselves to extinction. I certainly know that I love my children so much, and very, very much. My children are everything to me. And we say blah, blah, blah. Yes, I know that. I know that. And there has been some serious wrongs that have led to that, right? And it was outside of my control. But my children that I love so much that I are able, that I am able to protect, will, certainly, I will do everything that I can, um, to love and cherish and protect them. I mean, this is my greatest joy in my life is it's my all my children. I love them very, very much. So birth rates plummet, cultures vanish, and the very fabric of civilization unravels when life is not protected. So we have to protect life. I mean, it's not ours to destroy. I mean, it was granted onto us. So the greatest betrayal. Parents are meant to protect their children. Doctors are meant to heal. Society is meant to nurture the next generation. When these fundamental responsibilities are abandoned, it marks the deepest betrayal of humanity's purpose. Yeah. And the irreplaceable cost. No amount of wealth, progress, or convenience can ever justify the loss of a child. Each life is a unique, irreplaceable. Each life is unique, irreplaceable, and sacred. To disregard this truth is to embrace moral and societal decay. So future generations will certainly condemn this era. History will look back at this time with horror, recognizing it as an age of mass slaughter, disguised as choice. Just as past atrocities are condemned today, future societies will ask how such an evil was ever tolerated. And the reason that it's tolerated is because, I mean, these people are absolute lunatics. And they are lunatics, and they don't base their ideas on sound logic and reasoning, or basic medical science or whatever, embryology. They just have this arbitrary idea that it's a blastocyst that failed to implant. But it's certainly mean, it's not, right? This is a small boy or a small girl that is progressing, just like we all have, into the stage of um, the implantation, right? And this is the ultimate crime. I mean, there is no greater valuable, asset, if you will, if you want to, asset is not an adequate, classification. I don't think human, a baby girl or a baby boy can be, you know. I don't think to call it an asset would be adequate, but if you want to try to put some sort of word, an asset is, could be in close to what it could represent. But a baby, there's nothing more valuable than a baby. There is not, and there is no worse crime than killing a baby. Yeah. So that's all for this video.